Hello everyone, Ace here, and today I'm going to have to talk about a lawsuit that a certain YouTuber is facing, specifically a speedrunner by the name of Karl Jobst, who is facing the wrath of a certain individual known as Billy Mitchell, a man who became famous for holding records on games such as the original Donkey Kong. That was of course until 2018 when Twin Galaxies decided to strike his records from the list. This was done in response to the then recent analysis of available evidence that called into question the legitimacy of these particular records. And as you can tell, Mr. Mitchell has decided to file a lawsuit against Twin Galaxies as well. In fact, at the time of this recording, Billy Mitchell has decided to file lawsuits against no less than 5 individuals, which aside from Twin Galaxies and Karl Jobst also include a fellow YouTuber by the name of Apollo Legend, the owner of the Donkey Kong forums, from which the claims of Billy Mitchell's cheating originated, and even the specific user on the Donkey Kong forums that first called into question Billy Mitchell's records. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on all of the evidence against Billy Mitchell's claims, but I will be providing in the description below links to videos made by both Karl Jobst and Apollo Legend that describe it better than I ever could, and the evidence they provide is quite compelling in my opinion. But getting back to the topic of the lawsuit being faced by Karl Jobst in this particular controversy, I should mention that Billy Mitchell is demanding no less than 5 specific things from Karl Jobst to avoid a lawsuit. These being the deletion of the particular YouTube video in question, a written statement saying that Mr. Jobst will not repeat these particular claims against Mitchell again, a written apology to Mr. Mitchell as well, and in addition payment for the lawyer fees at around $1,500, and finally payment of compensatory damages in the sum of $150,000. Now, for those of you who are curious, the particular video over which Billy Mitchell is trying to sue Karl Jobst can be best described as an opinion piece, in which Mr. Jobst argues that Guinness no longer has a place within the realm of video game records, and that he came to this conclusion in no small part due to the recent decision by Guinness to reinstate the records that Billy Mitchell once held on their books, records that were provided by Twin Galaxies, the company that now supports the claim that these records have been falsified, and are now facing a $1 million lawsuit from Billy Mitchell in response. So in other words, while the video did indeed talk about the recent controversy surrounding Billy Mitchell, the main focus of the video itself is of course the dishonesty and untrustworthiness of the Guinness Book of World Records now. In other words, disgraced video gamer Billy Mitchell has decided to take it upon himself to file a lawsuit over a video in which he wasn't even the main focus. And for legal purposes, I also have to bring up that when I say that Billy Mitchell is a disgraced gamer, I'm not necessarily talking about the recent controversy, as Mr. Mitchell is also the same individual who tried and failed to file a lawsuit against Cartoon Network a few years back over a parody character from the show Regular Show, which was of course quickly thrown out of court by the judge, stating, and I quote, "The television character does not match the plaintiff in appearance. GBF appears as a non-human creature, a giant floating head with no body from outer space, while plaintiff is a human being. And when GBF loses his title, the character literally explodes, unlike plaintiff," which is of course an amusing way to throw out a court case. However, the comparisons might be a bit more spot on than first thought, especially given the fact that after Twin Galaxies stripped Billy Mitchell of his titles, he has now seemingly taken it upon himself to essentially Allahu Akbar the legal system with lawsuit after lawsuit. Because as I'm sure you're all well aware, suing anyone that dares go against your particular narrative is a fine way of proving that you are absolutely right and absolutely beyond question, and not in any way instead an excellent example of the phrase, when you tear out a man's tongue, you are not proving him a liar, you're only telling the world that you fear what he might say. Now, I could go deeper into my particular thoughts on this matter, but I believe I've made them quite clear enough already. So instead, I will simply say that I intend to keep an eye on the situation should any more news come from it. And with that, this has been Ace. Hope to see you guys again soon. Take care. Ace out.